Okay, you know what? I was gonna just make a point of how many characters I have to level, but I don't, I can't actually remember all the ones I'm gonna have to level, so, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can actually get the one for Hillsbrad. And to do that I have to go back to Silvermoon, because I doubt the one here will send me off to Hillsbrad. Will probably send me off to... Can't actually check it, I'm too close to it. Yeah, it'll send me off to Ashenvale, but I'm leaving Ashenvale for a character, you know, my Kalendor character, not my Eastern Kingdoms character. Well, one of my Kalendor characters. To be honest, with all my characters I'll be leveling, there'll be quite a lot of repeatedly going through zones. So if you're not into that, I entirely understand. So, you know, I doubt anyone will feel this way, but just to be clear, don't feel like you have to watch it. You don't. I'll do this all the same, regardless of how many views I get. Frequently I don't actually get many views on my videos, so, you know, it's not stopping me yet. Nor will it. Oh, I keep forgetting I have a mount. But yeah, on a different topic, I hate the, you know, what was it? You know, I really would like to listen to all of this, but I don't know where it starts. Or when. But yeah, the Molten Front. I think that's what the faction's called. But, the Molten Front Offensive. I think that's the faction. I hate it. As I was saying earlier, it's just, just the way it is just annoys me to... Like, it uses an internal currency for an external faction. Like the Taurian Brotherhood. The Taurian Brotherhood shouldn't give a fake about your internal tokens. Like, you could have just given, like you know, you could have just given Palnai, here's 100 tokens, go pretend to the Taurian Brotherhood you're some badass, you know? I suppose the Taurian Brotherhood could look into themselves and found out, but you know what I'm saying here, they're not really, it doesn't make sense, basically. They could have done it in a better way, maybe doing a quest, like the Taurian Brotherhood being like, hey look, we want to help you out. We really do. We don't like Ragnar Cider, but there's something going on our own side. Could you help us out with it? And, you know, they're being attacked by Dark Irons or something, they're in a bad situation, you help them out, and you help them out, you put an end to the threat, and then they help you out. And maybe the same goes for other ones, but like say you get some other druids in, but rather than them being in a bad situation, maybe it's, hey look, there's some enemies we have to deal with, you help us out, we'll help you out, you know. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. It'll be so much better than go offer these Tesco coupons to Walmart and somehow they'll take it. You know? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, now I got this somehow. It doesn't make sense. All body members of the Horde are hereby ordered to report. All able-bodied members of the Horde. Well, I guess it's a big fuck you to pacifists. Are hereby ordered to report to the High Executor Dartilla at Southport Gate in Hillsbrad foothills. The Forsaken War Machine marches ever onward, securing Lordaeron for the Horde. I love this is my elf telling it to herself. To reach South Point Gate, you must follow the road southeast through Silverpine Forest and take the East Fork leading into Hillsbrad foothills. Onward, sister, destiny calls. Dark Moon Dancing Bear. They always look funny. Though my mind, of course, just can't look at something and just think it's funny looking. It always has to make me think of something sad. Or, you know, connected with something in real life, or even in fiction. Like, see something in real life or in fiction and connect with some fiction, you know. My mind draws connections constantly, as do people's minds in general, but you know what I'm trying to say. God damn it. But basically what I'm trying to say is, I remember hearing about, it was either dancing bears or dancing some critter like this. I want to say elephants, but they're saying how circuses or whatever it was made them dance, and it's not nice. Something about music and hot coals. They end up associating the hot coals with the music, and as such will start,
your business.
you know, they'll start associating the two, and will start dancing when they hear the hot coals. So yeah, kind of really puts a damper on it, doesn't it? You know, I should have just teleported to the Undercity. Actually no, I had to go to that sign to not get the quest. Well, to get the quest. I could have gotten it here from the journal, but I didn't realize I could. And now I could easily just join a group for Shadowfang Keep, but like I said, I'll leave that till next time. When I'm back on this character, I'll start doing that quest. I won't, when I'm back on that character, I'll start doing the quest then. When I'll be back on this character, like I was saying before, I have no clue. I'll, get back to them eventually. Like I said, I have a lot of other characters I have to get through first. Of course I won't be leveling them all up to max level before this character, but it's just I have to start them and get them so far, and I have quite a few to do so with, and I'm not sure which ones will be which one I'll be leveling up first. You know, I just don't know. It'll depend on how I feel, like what characters I'll be in the mood for playing. But I will get through all of these eventually. Like that you can be certain. I just can't say when it'll be done. I don't know what's with the mindlessly lengthening this. Is it because of the trees? Maybe it's because of the trees. Then again, they could fly under them. Has to stop them before. Just seems like it's just stretching out, damn it. Nitpick. But anyway, as you see here, there's a high elf called Addon. Like I pointed out before, just got a second chance at it, so I thought may as well click on him. His model was a little glitchy there. He looks like his face is melting a little, or like it's a bit of cheese left out too long, or a bit of cheese full stop. Try not to sneeze. In the original Eastern Playgons, the towers here, you see these, you could capture them for PvP objectives. You no longer can capture them for PvP objectives. The Argent Crusade have them. Ooh, excuse me. Though I don't know why they have a battering ram right next to their gates. It's not really much of a defensive tool. It's more of an offensive one, and it's not even needed to take down their thing. Excuse me. But yeah, like I was saying, I will eventually get back to this character. I just have no clue when, because I have so many other characters to get through. Even just leveling them up to a certain point, like I'm doing here with Thalas, will take time. Let's look at /played. 17 hours. 18 hours nearly. It will certainly be over 18 hours by the time I'm done here. By the time I'm over to Hillsbrad. You see what I'm saying? It's it's going to take a while to get back to her. And there's a few that will go up to level 20. Certainly, if I could go quicker on some of them than I did on her, but the point remains. It will take quite a while to actually get these, to get this done. I'd probably go quicker if I didn't spend. I would say I've spent at least an hour. Probably not. It just looking back, I probably feel looking back, it kind of seems like an hour. Giving out about people, like the guy from earlier in this session, I gave out about him even earlier, like earlier in this session I gave out about him, and I gave out about him earlier in this series of well, the Thalas playthrough. Also gave out about Davos's fingers. A good Game of Thrones podcast does a chapter by chapter spoil free analysis until the very end, where they have Davos After Dark, where they do spoil things. They talk about any theories, anything. They really love R plus L equals J. I won't tell you what that is because I don't want to spoil it on you if you haven't read the books or haven't got far enough in the show. But it's a very integral plot point, if it's true. Well, not maybe integral is the wrong word, but it's quite an important thing. If it's true, it has a major impact on the story. And sometimes, you know, they can give great analysis, and they have made points that no one else has. George is a lot about symbolism and foreshadowing, and you know how the Starks, they end up with the direwolf pups. In the books, they apparently state that the direwolf looked, they got killed by a stag. The symbol of House Stark, as Jon Snow puts it in that thing, is a direwolf. The symbol of House Baratheon is a stag. Robert, you know, they were saying, you know, it kind of foreshadowed, you know, the bad shit that was going to happen for the Stark family when, you know, Robert the stag, you know, brought him down to King's Landing. Certainly, though, the foreshadowing does make it seem more like the Baratheons themselves did him in, but which is inaccurate. But yeah, a bit of spoilers there, but I know. I feel better about that one rather than R plus L equals J. But sometimes they turn off their brains, you know. I spent a lot of time giving out about that because it was irritating. Because it would just be like, oh, you called a boy a girl, that's offensive to women. Oh, you called a girl a boy, that's making, sorry. You called a girl a boy, that's offensive to women, that's misogyny. You called a boy a girl, that's offensive to women, and so misogyny. It's calling a boy a girl is making a bad thing out to be a bad thing. If you call a girl a boy, calling a boy a girl is making a girl out to be a bad thing. But calling a girl a boy is still insulting women. And the actions of a character like Grand Maester Pycelle says poison is the tool of eunuchs, cravens, and women. Apparently that reflects negatively on George. Maybe that was meant to be a joke and sarcasm, and they didn't pick up on it. Sometimes that happens. The sarcasm sounds sincere. To my ears, at least. That happens sometimes. I don't think that this was one of the cases. I don't think so, anyway. And they follow up with that, saying how he redeemed himself by having strong women who fight using swords. Like he redeemed himself. Ugh, this irritates me. And there was a third example. Oh yeah, no, that was an expanded version of the first one. But it's, like there's more to it than just that. They talked a bit more about it, but yeah, it's... Ugh. I'm sorry for ranting there, it irritates the hell out of me because it makes no sense. It just makes no sense at all. Like, it's one thing to Like I was saying earlier, have a different opinion, different viewpoint, but it's another thing to be, well, in this case, it's less be obtuse and more be very, very silly. I was gonna go with harsher words, but let's go with that. I feel like being nice. I don't know why. Call a doctor, I think something's wrong with me. But yeah, I do apologize for ranting. It just, shite like that gets under my skin. And I don't like it. I'm just gonna follow the path. This is gonna take me a while, so buckle in. Let's move. Let's run right through 'em. No negative repercussions. But yeah, yeah. Sorry for ranting. It's just like I said, it gets under my skin because it's quite illogical. It's quite a illogical, annoying assertion. And it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And I do believe there's a third example. It's actually what made me stop listening to them. Like, they can be great. They can actually, I can really like their stuff. But this kind of thing just put me off it. Because it was very silly. I remember saying before, like, I would give the podcast an 8 out of 10. But with the, if you can ignore these moments, it's an 8 out of 10 kind of podcast. But if you, or maybe 8, I was going to say 9 out of 10, I don't know. But it's a good podcast. But I'll just go with the numbers I said before. So yeah, it was an 8 out of 10 podcast. But once, you know, when they shut the brains off, when they take those into account, I would say more of a 5. It's okay, but really aggravating. Certainly some, just on the one point about Paisel, and this applies to, I'm moving on from just giving out about them, this applies to other things. Some people do think that if the author has something in a book, they condone it. That's not always true, and frequently isn't. If an author is... Okay, I'll be blunt, I've never read the book, but what I know of it is that, you know, Ayn Rand wrote Atlas Shrugged, and there's some characters in it that apparently idolize her philosophy. In some, like, certain characters idolize, you know, at least some parts of, or if not all of her philosophy on life or whatever it is. Those characters represent, if that is indeed accurate, the author's beliefs, at least to some capacity. Maybe not in everything, but, you know, if they're speaking her philosophy, then, you know, they represent that. But just because an author has a rapist in their story does not mean the author is a rapist. Just because the author has a goit in their story does not mean the author is a goit. That's what a lot of people need to keep in mind. Just because something's in their story does not mean the author believes it. Certainly, the author might, but you know, you can't just proclaim it is because it's in the story. You don't know. People need to get that through their head. Just because, you know, for example, the Forsaken use bioweapons and biochemical warfare does not mean the people at Blizzard approve or use biochemical warfare. Though, unless you include bad flatulence, I'm sure someone in a Blizzard office somewhere has it. But unless you include that. But you get what I'm saying, jokes aside. This has been a PSA from Palnai. Thank you, and cop the fuck on. So yeah, sorry once more for ranting. It just that gets on me wick. So anyway, you'll see the area up here